Andy's Integra Type S is frigging sick, but it has one large problem. It might be slower than my Golf. Not for long though, because we're here at Stratified Automotive Controls, where they're going to be tuning this thing, where they're going to be giving it more boost, better timing, and more fuel, so it'll be as powerful as it can be. There is one more problem though. Honda does not want you to be playing with their fueling tables and getting more performance. We do have a way around that though. We're going to be jailbreaking this car, ripping the ECU out, doing the ones and zeros, and next thing you know, we're gonna have way more power. This is the guinea pig here in BC, so hopefully all goes smooth. Step number one is to get the ECU out of here. To do that, we do need to remove a little bit of his intake because we have this beautiful Blitz carbon one that we installed in our very first video. Of course, before disconnecting your ECU, you should probably disconnect your battery. Wow, that was easy. In my Golf, I had to drill out rivets to get to my ECU, which was lots of fun. For most of you at home, if you are not at an awesome workshop, you will need to remove this entire ECU. It is just two 10mm bolts, whole thing comes out, and then you need to put it in the mail and mail it to Stratified or Hondata or Cobb or whoever, someone that has one of these guys right here, the auto tuner. This right here basically reads all of the codes from your ECU, figures out what the heck it's doing, and then cracks it. If you wanted to do a DIY unlock, you absolutely can. You can buy an auto tuner yourself, but once you find out that it's $5,500 US, that becomes much less appealing unless you have a professional shop. Connecting to the ECU is pretty simple. You get this nice little pinout diagram and you connect the colored wires on here to the pins that it shows right here on your ECU. Number one is big red guy.
Don't fry my car.
We already signed the waiver, so whatever happens, it's our problem either way. By connecting the cables like this, we're able to enter bench mode on the ECU. This basically allows you to get much more into the system. It's sort of like entering the BIOS on your computer, so you can change things that normally you would not be able to.
Are they connected correctly?
Well, we have the professionals to check that.
Okay, we'll do the second Alex will do the second pin count.
My water's in the back of the car and we forgot that. When you disconnect the ECU and the battery, you can't just unlock the trunk. We got the ECU turned on through this mess, and we can see right here that's the Infineon tri-core, and the flash is read and write protected, which means it currently is locked. So what we're doing now is just downloading all of the data off of it, right? So if something bad happens, we have a state to go back to.
Well, there you go. Tri-core flash has been unlocked. Man, that's just so nice.
That's all you do? You just hit do the thing and boom?
You do the thing.
Done.
You just do the thing. And then you do the hokey pokey and you shake it all around. So the ECU has been successfully read. A backup of the ECU has been saved. It does still say that it's read and write protected, but I believe that the ECU is available for flashing at this point with nothing else that needs to be done. So what we're gonna do is we're going to give that a shot.
Do you ever just want to bend a pin?
Oh my God, no.
Just one pin, Andy.
Don't you do that here.
Just one bent pin, that's all you want? There we go. If we were gluttons for punishment, we could take the bin file that we just downloaded onto the computer, go through all of the ones and zeros, find out where the fuel table is, change those in hexadecimal and tune the car that way. But instead, Hondata's already done the hard stuff for us. This right here is their Flashpro, and it has some base maps that will get us definitely a little bit more power, and then we can totally optimize it with the fine people here at Stratified to get it the most power that it will give us.
This is what the Flashpro looks like these days. It is a tiny little device, and you can see that you've got an OBD port right at the front of it. So you basically have to match this port to something that's underneath your dash. Sometimes giving it a good little feel under there gets you the right answer. Sometimes you gotta stick your face underneath. But as soon as I go underneath here, ooh, that feels like the right size and shape. So we can just go right in and plug it in, and you've done it right. If you get a light, I can see that right here with my hand, a green light. That means that I've plugged it into the wrong thing. You really can't get it wrong. There's only one of those ports underneath the dash.
Oh, wait, did you say that Hondata uses USB-C?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is their new Flashpro.
So many companies still use micro B and it just immediately breaks.
Flashpro firmware will be upgraded. Please unplug the Flashpro from the vehicle. Well,
Sweet.
this is like computers, right?
The Flashpro was installed and we've confirmed that the ECU was successfully unlocked. Now we can go over to the dyno and figure out how much power this thing makes stock. The first thing we need to do on the dyno is calibrate everything. So just simply make sure that the speed in the car matches the speed on the dyno through the transmission and everything. And also we need to find out how much resistance there is. So basically you go up to 85 miles per hour, then chuck her in neutral, and as it coasts down, it can calculate how much drag there is with the tires and the bearings and everything like that. All right, our first pull is done, and at the wheels, this car has 270 horsepower according to this dyno. Now, the Mustang dynos are very stingy, so that's a little bit low. So with a correction for it to be more like what a dyno jet would read, that is 289 horsepower, which is also still less than the 305 that my Golf makes to the wheels. So no wonder it's lower. Is there a stock Hondata tune that you can just throw on and see what it does?
I can, yes. Oh no. And this thing has decided that it will stop flashing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm not sure if that was associated with you opening the window or not, but it got upset.
Oh.
You don't have to close it, but let's try again.
Huge thanks to Nomad eSIM for sponsoring today's video. Last year in Japan for a car meet, though our phones connected fine, the roaming charges were brutal. Like on my phone plan, it was $16 a day. That's where this video's sponsor Nomad comes in. Nomad is your best travel companion, allowing you to stay connected almost anywhere. It's fast, flexible, and reliable with coverage in over 200 destinations worldwide. It's something that I wish I had known about before going to Japan last year. Nomad just makes it simple. Plans start as low as $1.10 per gigabyte, and there are no hidden fees. Setup takes under a minute. Download the app, pick your country, buy a plan, install the eSIM, and turn it on when you arrive. No stores, no lines, no surprises. You can even use hotspotting so that your laptop or other devices can be connected to your mobile network. So if you plan on traveling soon, download the Nomad app and use our link down below to get 20% off. Huge thanks to Nomad for sponsoring today's video. Well, the Hondata tune did not work. Sadly, to get it to work with Andy's car, even though we did unlock the ECU, we did not unlock it with Hondata's ECU Unlock, so to get it to work, we'd have to mail his ECU and then FedEx will lose it, and then Andy no longer has an Integra. But it's a little while later and we now have a solution. Although this looks a lot like the unlock tool that we had before, and now says Cobb on it. So it's going to work. Not for Hondata. You can use it for Hondata when they have to pay for the unlock. But it's gonna work really, really good with this access port right here, and Andy's finally gonna have some more power.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it's gonna be maybe faster than the
Faster
Golf.
than yours car!
Yeah, we'll see. The new unlock tool comes with a bespoke harness, which means we don't get to play the really fun pin counting game anymore. So what happens if at this point you choose the wrong file and flash on, say, I don't know, a config from a VW or something?
It just won't let you.
Okay.
So the tool is smart enough that it will recognize, it already knows the ECU that we're talking to, and then it will recognize there's checks and so on in place to prevent you from doing something really silly.
That's good.
Turning it into a Volkswagen. And just like that, the operation was completed in 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Oh, that's all?
That's it.
Dang, I thought this took a while.
Well, it is because we're like shooting. But yeah, so it's really quite straightforward. You hook up the connectors to the ECU, you flash a file, and now you can have some fun and go play.
From here, we're just installing the Cobb Accessport. That's as simple as plugging it in, but I do need to flame Cobb for 1 second. What the hell is this right here, guys? Micro B in 2025? Come on, get USB-C there. There is no worse connection besides maybe micro HDMI. No excuse, get it, upgrade it, come on. I am now a tuning professional. Oh, ECU reset has been successful. We just have the stock map on it right now, so we're not going to be getting any extra power, but we want to do one more baseline run because it's a bunch colder today. Maybe it'll make more power, or we'll see.
I don't expect it to be hugely different because the ECU itself also has compensations built in, where if the temperature is lower, it will actually run less boost to maintain the same torque and power output. These torque-based models are pretty good. It is upset that we're not wearing our seatbelts.
I can put on my seatbelt. Gotta be safe.
Here we go. Picked up a couple of ponies. And uncorrected, it's at 295.
Oh, that's a lot more.
That's a significant.
That's a lot more power.
Is it a different fuel, Andy?
No, it's the same.
No.
Shell 93.
He only uses Shell 93.
Shell 93.
Did you guys flash the stage 0 tune, or are you just like, you know,
stage 0.
Low key stage 1 in there, you know?
No.
Stage 0, colder weather, we'll call it that. That's, yeah, the torque stayed the same, but it looks like the top end picked up a lot more power now that
it
it's
came
colder.
on faster too.
Yes, it did. Spooled faster, more top end.
Wow.
Yeah, boost weather is what they call it.
Yep.
And we're gonna do one more pull and see what happens after now we've introduced some heat into the system. Picked up even more power. Wow. Andy, we don't need to tune it. It just makes more power every time we run it.
All right. We keep running it, so it'll be 600 horse, right?
Soon.
Yeah, 301 wheel horsepower right now.
Wow.
And that's uncorrected. So corrected, it's going to be about 300 and almost 20 compared to last time. Yeah, it added a little bit more in the top end. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Same tune, stock tune,
Yep.
temperature.
Now, before we tune the car, we're actually going to swap the intake. The carbon fiber Blitz one that we have on here looks really, really sick, but it has a couple of small problems. The biggest one is it was not made for this car, so we had to trim some stuff here, and Andy's been having problems where occasionally this piece right here will come off a little bit, and then, you know, your air-fuel ratio is totally screwed up. Another reason we're switching to the Cobb intake, besides that they send it for free, thank you very much guys, is that it only has one inlet for air right here. Now on the Blitz one, it has two inlets for air, which means you can get cold air coming in here, but then in the engine bay, you might be getting hot air getting sucked in by this one. Now on a lot of cars like my Golf, this does not matter. If you have two different temperatures of air, it's going to figure it out because my Golf's engine management is based off of a MAP or mass air pressure sensor, which basically tells how much volume of air there is going into your engine. Whereas on Andy's Integra, it uses a MAF sensor or mass air flow. There we go. And this right here is Andy's MAF sensor. How this works is there's a very small wire inside of this, and as air goes over it, it cools that wire down. How much current the computer needs to supply to keep that wire hot determines how much air is going over it and how much air is making its way into your engine. This works really good for determining how much air is going in, but if you change your intake or any of the geometry here, it can totally screw up your calculations, which is why we're going with a Cobb intake with a Cobb tune, and it should work pretty good. Because this intake has a larger diameter right here, we will be able to get more power, but if you just attach this and didn't do a tune, the airflow would be all off and your car wouldn't run very well. So if you get one of these, tune it. To get this off, we have to use a 7/32 socket. What the hell, Honda? 5 too small, 6 too big. 7/32 of an inch is fine? I hate this. No, use metric. What the hell are you doing? What have you been smoking in Japan?
No, this car was built in Ohio.
Oh, this car was built in Ohio?
Yeah.
No wonder it makes no sense. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yeah. Carbon fiber. Warning, installation of this intake requires additional tuning. Engine damage may occur if this intake is used without proper recalibration. We got the Cobb intake installed and it looks awesome. Now, the engineering side of my brain much prefers this intake. Like, there's a filter in there that actually looks like it'll filter stuff instead of this steel piece of crap. We have a larger diameter pipe here, but the pretty part of my brain, really like the red on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2025, this is how you get more power. Change ECU map. Stage 1, 93 octane. ECU reset successful. Sick. The car isn't running great, so the first thing that we checked is just on the Accessport that the air-fuel ratio is okay, and it's at 14, which is what you want. So we're confused. Yeah.
Just a bit of an anti-stall.
Doesn't feel good.
It's running lean, which means that it's not measuring the airflow correctly going to the engine.
Yeah.
And running lean means that the intake is actually larger than what this tune is expecting, which means that this is not the right tune for this intake. So what we're gonna do is
yeah, we need the Cobb intake tune from Cobb.
we need the Cobb intake tune. Attempt number 2.
There we go.
Much smoother.
Sounds a lot nicer.
Who would have ever thought that the correct tune makes all the difference?
All the difference.
That's why we have the pros here.
That's right. Our entire job is to make sure the cars have the correct tune. That's
Not just pressing buttons?
not it requires to press buttons, especially these days.
He had to drag a file one time.
Okay. Interesting results.
That's a lot of horsepower gain.
Well, yes and no.
Hey Andy,
What?
how much power do you think you gained?
20?
How much power do you think you gained?
25?
It was a 301 before.
Yeah.
It's now 303.
Like 2?
2 horsepower.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What is this?
Winning.
Oh, you got more torque.
Yes.
Yeah, like the area under the curve is a lot better.
But, I'm not sure if a lot better. For a turbo car, it's not a lot.
I feel kind of bad earlier that I made fun of the Stratified guys, that modern tuning's just dragging a file. This car was something else to tune. It was not the easiest, and it took them 2 days, and that's 2 days of knowledge that I absolutely could not have done myself, that's for sure. But here is the final result from the Cobb tune without any stratified stuff. Now, we did only gain 5 horsepower, but we did gain 20 pound-feet of torque, and you can see that there's just a lot more area under the curve through the whole thing. And realistically, we're kind of just running out of cooling at the end of this. Like, you can see, like, the absolute biggest gain that we've had so far is this one going from when it was 30 degrees ambient to like 15, we picked up 35 horsepower in the car, which tells you not only just how temperature sensitive it is, but also how right on the edge Honda's tuning is stock, because they are just kind of using the knock sensor to bring that horsepower down and then back up depending on the cooling and everything else. But finally, let's get to the stratified pull.
Let's send it.
This is a sick sounding car. How do we do?
We did good. We did well. Show you here where we're at. While that's doing that, let's stop data logging. And we are just touching like right under 350.
Dang.
There you go. With torque at, wow, we hit a peak of 397. There is your Stratified Tune versus stock, where you've gained 23 to the wheels and 50, almost 52 foot-pounds. But really, just that gain across the power band is what matters, where you have more torque and more power, regardless of where you are in the RPM range when you put your foot down.
Wow. It's amazing.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, it's looking good. This is gonna feel great when you drive it.
Shall we go drive it?
I think we should.
Are you doing traction control on?
Oh no, of course
Yeah,
not.
okay, get that off and let's see how she does.
And no one behind us, and we're on highway. Let's do a freaking this is second gear. Oh my god, like this
All right,
is
there we go.
faster. I better slow down because I'm breaking the law.
Only
man,
5 over.
This is, I'm holding like 3 people right now, and this is faster than like just me driving back in the day. Like, of course, like there's like extra horsepower, but holy crap. Having the screen is really good because compared to the F05, the E5, they think, oh, like, you know, it's a family car, nobody cares about like data and stuff. But no, people do track the E5. Having the data here is very important. I can see my air temperature, I can see my oil pressure. It's just so nice to have.
Oh yeah, and it's so nice knowing, like, okay, my fuel trims are good, my air fuel ratio makes sense, like, especially if you go to, like, I don't know, Banff or something like that.
Sorry.
And it's quick.
I can't control myself right now. I'm so excited.
Do here. Of course, there's. Oh yeah. Okay. We got hardware coming off the dash here. Truthfully, there's no real good reason to not do a tune and an intake. Install is straightforward. Tuning, straightforward. You get the additional gauges. Just having that additional power. It's.
Yeah, that extra torque, she pulls like a truck.
Yes. Where diesel meets street performance, right? No, it's good. It's good. I'm really glad you guys could bring this by so we can dial it in, and I'm happy to be experiencing it on the road. It's just so satisfying to see the end product.
Yeah.
On the road versus just on the dyno, and seeing people enjoy it really was what makes my day, makes my job. That's why I do it.
This is my first time sitting in the back of.
Okay, so how fast is this car?
Wow.
Oh, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't feel it when like driving it.
You feel it way more as a passenger.
Oh yeah.
It also pulls pretty nicely to redline. Like,
Yeah. Goodbye, Echo.
This is good.
Yeah, because in the Golf, you can really feel that the turbo's just, it's run out of puff by the time that you're getting to the red line. And this right here, it wants to go. Why didn't you do this earlier? And why didn't you hit like, get subscribed, and of course, have a great old day. Our Patreon is linked down below so that we can, I don't know, afford to buy Andy an intercooler because this thing needs it. Oh, it's so good though! Ah! Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max.